How is it someone who nearly failed every grade, dropped out of high school, got a GED, could go on to build a seven-figure business? Stick around. This is unlike any video I've ever published. Someone asked me to talk about my journey, so I decided to make a video on it and take you on the journey. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, because this is going to be a wild ride. You're gonna hear how I was so broke, I had no money for food or gas, to literally digging myself out of the hole I was in, to being able to give my family the life I dreamed of. So I hope, if anything, this inspires you. And maybe you're here because the title got your attention, or you've seen my other videos and you're just curious about my journey. If you're brand new to business, or if you're a successful business owner, I hope you enjoy it either way. Have you ever had one of those moments in life where you finally had enough, or you come to the realization that it's time to do better? For me, I've had three key moments in my life where I've had these life-changing realizations. One at 19, one in 2007 at age 23 on a rooftop in Iraq, and one in 2017 about 10 years later. The first decision led me to joining the Army and really making a decision that would forever change the trajectory of my life. The skill sets I learned from being in the Army would really help me all throughout building my business. The second decision, I really felt the impact of decision one, and I found myself on a rooftop in Iraq, literally praying to God to spare me as I'm setting up a fighting position from an ambush. And the third decision was a choice I made to step up to the plate and really build a life and a business to give something my family could be proud of. Now, each and every one of these situations led me to a place where I realized and saw the potential of not only the life I could have, but the experience I could give to my family. Essentially, I faced some resistance, and each time there were some things in my control and things outside. And in each and every one of these moments, we gotta realize all we can do is take responsibility for our own actions and do the best we can. So in 2017, I'd been out of the military for about 4 to 5 years, and I was nowhere near where I wanted to be. Just like everybody else, initially we have a plan. Mine was to go to school, get a degree in IT, and then start a business in IT. Well, the school I went to went under, and I lost all the education I had gotten from them the last year and a half. At the time, I was working full-time in sales. I had met my wife, and I really wanted to prove to her that she made the right decision. Problem was, is my entire plan completely fell apart. And in October 2016, just a year after I met my wife and having 3 different sales jobs, we had our first daughter, Charlotte. And I quickly realized, holding her, that I really needed to do better. And I didn't want them to have that typical life of a dad working 9 to 5, going on 1 vacation a year. And to be quite frank, I didn't fight for a country to have an ordinary life. So I started looking for businesses to start. And I found a bunch of stuff on e-com. I tried it for a minute, and then I came across an interesting video about starting a Facebook ads agency. And I'm not here to sell you on SMMA. In fact, the opposite, and I'll get to that in a minute. I don't know what happened, but it flipped a switch in me. And I decided right then and there that I was gonna go all in on this. Now, I know that happened for a reason, and the reason why I went all in on this is because I actually believed I can do it. At the time, I didn't think I had any skill sets, and my goal was to hit $10,000 a month. And my job at that moment was selling insurance, and I had some downtime from us having our daughter. I would spend most of my time looking for local businesses, whether I would reach out, cold call, or cold email, and I would try to get as much work as possible doing this. And after several attempts, I would get a couple clients, not paying clients, but I learned a lot about marketing in those 90 days with those 2 clients. Then about 90 days in, the third person I helped turn into a $2,000 a month client. I want to pause here really quick and talk about SMMA. And I'm not saying SMMA, social media marketing agency, is the way to go, but for me, the reason why I picked this business is it was fairly new because Facebook ads were fairly new, and I believed I could do this and make this business because it was new. There was no degree on it, but the most important thing is I would come to learn that marketing is my passion. I love marketing. I could do this for free, and in fact, you're going to go to find out I did pretty much work for very little money the first 2 years. So over the course of the next 2 years, I would go through several growing pains. And even though I got, a paying client, and I would go on to make probably about 25 grand over the course of the next 2 years, and also living off a few military benefits that I had. There wasn't anything special I really did aside from just not giving up. And thankfully, my wife had a really good job with the Air Force, and I had brought in a little bit of money from the VA that helped while trying to get clients here and there. Well, what I didn't realize is that I was building some very important skill sets, and it was a hard road. I learned how to create offers and lead magnets. I learned how to make funnels. I knew how to make ads that converted. And one day I ended up getting a new client that would go on to really make a campaign that would crush it for him. And then he asked me to make another campaign in another niche and run the ad. The campaign did so well, word got around, and in a matter of 3 months, I would go from making $1,000 a month to making $70,000 in Q4 of 2019. And this was such an amazing time for my family because I could finally show that, my wife made the right choice. Her family, could know, they made the right decision believing in me. But I'll never forget, in 2019, we bought plane tickets. We had moved across the United States and we were in Florida. We were so broke, because I was trying to make this business work, the American dream. And we were so broke, we bought plane tickets with our tax refund because we knew we didn't have the money. I hadn't been home in 2 years because I was honestly kind of ashamed because all my family was in California and most of my wife's family. And I'm like, I didn't want to show my face because I didn't have any success yet. And I had a lot of pressure on me. But anyway, we agreed to celebrate my daughter's 3rd birthday party in Northern California. And so we decided to go to California. And this was right around the time when business really started picking up. And what was so amazing about this is we were literally on the plane. It's October. We don't have enough. I don't even have enough money to get my daughter a birthday cake going into this, right? I was literally, I remember thinking like, what are we gonna do? It's like, crap, am I gonna have to ask my dad for money? I didn't want, I just didn't want to go down that road. I'm 33, 34 years old here. Should have my stuff together. But I remember on that airplane within the first 2 days we got there, we hit $6,000 a month, and then we finally hit $10,000 a month. And I remember on the plane showing my bank account to my wife. So I ended up getting my daughter the most expensive birthday cake from a gentleman named Frank Viltz. He's I think he's been on the Cake Boss TV shows anyway. It was a really rewarding moment, and I ended up going all out, buying everybody dinner, and it was a really good time. It was a really good birthday party, and it was it was great because it was my daughter's 3rd birthday, but it was also really cool because now when people ask us how we were doing, we could say, yeah, we finally did it. I'm sure some of you have heard about SMMA, and while I did make an SMMA, social media marketing agency, there's a reason I'm not an agency coach. Social media marketing as an agency is very difficult and it requires a lot of hard work. However, instead of doing SMMA, you can take your current skill sets and expertise, knowledge, and make a service-based business out of that. And the only reason why I did a marketing agency is because I had no skill set. But in the pursuit of it, I realized that I love marketing. And because I continued to learn and take action and having faith that one day this would pay off is really what led to my success. So whether you have no skill set to monetize or you need to build a skill set, marketing is a very important skill set. My best advice for you, in my opinion, is I would, ask yourself, what skill sets do I have? What is the biggest result I've achieved myself or for somebody else? And ask what you're passionate about, and where those two intersect, that's what you do. That would be my recommendation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You probably saw I got choked up a little bit. That's I usually don't, so didn't expect it to go there. But anyway, can't wait to see you guys in the next video.